Well, hello there, and thank you for coming back to get into this story. So we got done with January, and I hope that you will check out my January wrap-up video that I did a little bit of research and had a little fun with the information that we've collected so far about Moinetta. So let's open her up and let's get started because time's a wasting. So here we go. And look. I guess I need to paint my nails, huh? Okay, well, here we go. So we're going to open that up, and I do have a new bookmarker. I thought I would add something pretty. So there we go. And on the back is this. All right, so we are starting off with February. All right, let's see, guys. Oh my goodness. It's a Sunday. So Miss Hopkins, Gertrude, and I went down to church. It rained during the night. At 8:15 a.m., I got out of bed hurriedly, as it was so dark, rainy, and windy. It's thoughtful of a thunderstorm or hurricane. What? I don't know what the word is. Thoughtful. Let me show you guys. It's right above. It's that one. Right above my middle finger there. Probably thought it. Okay, so I got out of bed hurriedly as it was so dark, rainy, and windy. Thought it of a thunderstorm or hurricane. Soon it got brighter, and by 10:30 a.m. the sun was shining. So Ma went to church. Beautiful day. Oh, so that's excellent. Her mother's getting around. I don't know how old either one of these ladies are yet, right? It is now 5 p.m. It looks like mistletoe, but it's not mistletoe. And bad windstorm in Boston. In morning, we had rain, wind, and snow. Oh my goodness. Found front door open 4 inches when we got home from church. And a foot of steps rolled halfway up. Oh, and Matt, okay. You know I'm only reading these right now, so you just have to bear with me because you'd be doing the same thing, right? So, found front door open 4 inches when we got home from church, and the mat at foot of the steps rolled halfway up. I had to adjust it because my phone just fell right off of the thing that it was on. All right, so now we're at a little bit of a different angle. Okay. Oh, I'm just trying to keep the ring light where it gives me light, but it also does not, do this the whole time because that's very distracting. All right, so now we're on to the next day, Monday. Fine but cold. Mrs. Hudd got me 3 loaves at Vienna bread this morning, 39 cents. I wonder if it was 39 cents for all 3 loaves or just for one. Furnace went bad this morning. Oh no. And heat did not come on to stay until 10 a.m. Gertrude phoned Mom. Gertrude phoned. Looks like man, but he hasn't come. Oh, she phoned the furnace repairman, but he hadn't come yet. 12:30. Coming good now and getting warm. Well, that's good. I sent Francis and Matterman letters. Man just came by to fix the furnace. Dust in the thermostat. Going fine, making an apron for self. Okay, she's making herself an apron. And I'm so glad the thermostat, it was just dust in the thermostat. So after supper, we went over to Mrs. Cresswell's for a blank television. All right, I'm going to point with my fingernail that and tell me if you can read these two words. What that's shorthand for something. I have no idea what that says. Okay, so they went to Gertrude Likes Fireside Hour. Ooh, so I'm going to check out Fireside Hour and see if that was a show. I got stamps and oranges. 66 cents. Letter from Mabel. Terrible floods and storm in England. Other places. Thousands lives lost. What? What? Terrible floods and storm in England. Other places. Thousands of lives lost. So across Europe? All right, definitely I will check into that history for our February roundup. What? That's crazy. Okay. Day 3 of February. Beautiful snowstorm. Everything white with snow. Big flakes falling straight down. Oh, I bet that is beautiful. 6 p.m. snowed all day. Soft. Okay. I've never got to see those big fluffy snowflakes, which would be fine if you're like staying in, you have no place to be, and you're warm and you have food and you can just relax. I bet that is lovely. All right, guys. Day 4. Snowing a little during the afternoon. No, she didn't write afternoon. I read it that way. She wrote forenoon. F-O-R-E-N-O-O-N. So that is how they describe the afternoon. After 12 was forenoon. Nope. Forenoon. I'm dyslexic. Forenoon is before noontime. If you can confirm, put it in the comments and we will all learn that. Letter from Vera. Nice, messy one. My Netta does not disappoint. Judgy. Oh, that's cute. Miss Cogswell came over and gave us each 2 pieces of cake and 2 little turtle cookies. She put in quotations. Woman got $1,000 as a prize on the cake. I've tested lots better. Note to Vanna. She is so spicy. So spicy. What? 2 pieces of cake. And so I'm going to try this cake, and supposedly somebody won $1,000 on this cake. I'll be the judge of that. She tries it and she's like, I've had so much better. She's hilarious. And Varna wrote a nice messy note. Love her. All right. February 5th. Are you guys still hanging in here? Because am I the only one that's Loving this. This is adorable. Okay, the 5th. Fine. Just like spring still. Some snow which fell last Monday. Gertrude planned for Mary Maxwell to come, but she couldn't as she had a cold, and I was going to doctor. I went over to Miss somebody's house to see about Buddy, who was to be operated on this morning. Oh, was on table 3.5 hours. Had to take home from side to put on back. I'm not sure what she's talking about. Letter from Sadie. Had lunch early, and someone and her went down to Melrose. I got $2.14 worth, 1 quart milk, 27 cents. Very tired when we got home. Wow. So Buddy had surgery. Now, was he the one who had the back problems earlier? Again, that's a question I will answer. I don't think so, though, right? I don't think so. But he had surgery, was there on the table for 3.5 hours. Had to take home from side to put him back. I don't know what they were doing. All right, 6th day. Fine. Gertrude and I walked up to Franklin Square for cards. All right, so in the January wrap-up, I had a little map. So I'm going to double check, and we're going to see, because she's staying at Enterprise Street. And we're going to see where Franklin Square, if it comes up, how far they had to walk to get there to go get cards. Miss Nudd was in and brought me 2 loaves of bread from the store. Came home, had codfish for dinner. I hope that it was delicious this time. Must have been, because we don't have a little peanut gallery writing in here. Got letter from Archie in Italy. So arrived in Italy January 31st, Saturday night. So that's good. Archie's still there. I don't know if he's in the military or what. Cloudy up at 2:30. Okay. So here we are closing in on day 7, and we're doing great on time. So yes. A rainy day. Gertrude went to Melrose to do our shopping. Got me $1 worth of groceries. Still rainy, hard at 1:30 p.m. Had letter from Lloyd Bates. Received paper from Mrs. Fraser and wrote to Miss Fraser. I don't know who that is. This page is a little bit bent up. I don't know. All right, so Saturday was a rainy day, and she got $1 worth of groceries. That's awesome. And I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera, so please disregard. All right, here we go. Sunday. Snowed all day. Mrs. Hopkins was in before church. Mr. and Mrs. Corkum took the 3 of us to church and then brought us back. Listen to Billy Graham from Tampa, Florida. That's awesome. I lived just north of Tampa, Florida for the first, 14 years of my life, I think, 13 years. So that's pretty neat. Reverend Fuller's son in California. Father and mother in Florida. To Dr. O from, Dr. Powell from Tremont Temple, and 60 singing men. That's a lot. From 9 to 10 p.m. Then a beautiful program from Ruggles Street Baptist Church. That's a lot of men in a choir too. I bet that sounded amazing. Wow. Okay. I'll show you what that page looks like. All right. Day 9. Fine. Sometimes I don't know if she's talking about her attitude or she's actually talking about the weather. What do you think? Fine, but quite a wind. Mrs. Cogswell brought over oranges, 37 cents for a dozen. Wow. But out an apron for Jean. Sent Valentine cards to Ray and looks like Glassy. I'm sure it's not. And a thank you card and the Alice Clark group. Oh, to the Alice Clark group. So she's good. I mean, it's February 9th and she's already sending out those Valentine cards. That is exciting. I hope she gets some Valentine's cards back. And these are from 1953. So I think in my February roundup, I'm going to insert some pictures of vintage Valentine cards from 1953. So you guys can see what they might have looked like in case you don't know already. All right, so the 10th. Very fine with heavy wind. Gertrude and I played Lexicon. Now, we all know what Lexicon is if you watched the January roundup. They played during the evening. Mrs. Whitney wanted Gertrude to go hear a missionary and have lunch. Gertrude didn't care to go. Mrs. Hopkins went to visit her sister for a day. It says AYA. Aya. I wonder if that's like a... I don't know what that means. Okay, the 11th. Fine, 20 above. It gets me. Mrs. Nudd went to store and got me 1 loaf of bread, 13 cents. 2 pounds of margarine, 42 cents. I went over and got things when she came home. So Mrs. Nudd. Okay. I was just thinking if Mrs. Nudd stayed with her mother, but I don't think so. Gertrude went over to Mrs. Cogswell's for a while, about 4:30, still sewing. Oh, so maybe Mrs. Cogswell is sewing an apron for Gertrude. And I'm wondering, is Mrs. Cogswell the one that brought over aprons that one day on the day of the inauguration? I'll have to find out. Oh, got mail today from Minnie and Varna. Mrs. Nudd has a bad cold. Didn't Mrs. Nudd... Mrs. Nudd just went to the grocery store for her. And now she has a bad cold. Talked with Arva today. Her mother is working her brother in LYM. I'm not sure what that is. Limb. So hopefully everybody is going to not catch the cold. The next group of diaries that I have, and I affectionately call that writer the Red Lady because I don't know her name as of yet. Her handwriting is very easy to read. So it will not be a problem reading most all of the words in that one. Okay, so February 12th is a Thursday. This will be the last page we read on this video. Big snowstorm. Still snowing at 1:30 p.m., but not so hard. I thought it said tummy soft, but it says turning soft, I think. Burl is coming today, and I think she is foolish to come in such a storm. Monetta! A diary is the place to write these things, and I'm sure she had no idea anybody would be reading this, let alone anybody who's watching this video. But Monetta, you know, you care about her. Obviously, you don't want her to be driving or traveling in that kind of a storm. So yeah, thank you for writing as spicy as you do. I love it. Mrs. Fraser sent me 2 transcripts today. You know what? I'm wondering if transcripts, before I thought that maybe it was another way to say a letter, but I think maybe it has to do with transcripts from a radio program or from a church, a sermon maybe. What do you guys think? Okay. George Stone Jr. passed away in St. John. Aw. I'm going to see if in my February roundup, if this is an obituary that I can find. All right. Burl arrived at 3 p.m. Mild, little later, and turned colder, but not storming. So it appears that Burl made a good choice. Anyway, I'll show you. Monetta, you're darling. All right, guys, we made it to the 12th of February, and we are going to end this particular video and come back on the next one. I'm going to film it right now. I don't know when you'll see it necessarily, but I'm going to go ahead and... I love it. All right. Thank you so much. If you're still here, would you please write in the comment spicy so that I know that you stayed to the end. All right. Thank you so much. Talk to you later. Bye.